Hey guys, welcome back to Overtakes. This is Misfit.
And I'm Kel.
And we are here today with our predictions for Friday, Stage 4, Week 1. So we're going to touch on some things, that kind of were in the news a little bit. The match is on Wednesday. We're recording this on Thursday afternoon. We both got stuff that we have to do for, real life things going on. So we're doing this Thursday afternoon. And we're just going to give you a little bit of our first impression of what, we saw, what the meta seems to be going towards. And it seems like it's a whole mix of things when you're watching it. It's very even point specific at this point with seeing what some teams did. I was surprised they ran as much dive as they did, sort of.
There was a lot more dive than I anticipated. But also, just in general, there was so much switching. There were moments where, you just didn't even realize that they switched. And
yeah, I think the casters were having trouble, too, going, oh, well, wait, that's kind of like...
Right.
Okay, Fled is on Junkrat now, what? Stuff like that. Well, I also think, too, that the league with the whole what patch and this patch and we don't know the patch, I think they were kind of prepared but not prepared enough.
Right.
To get things down at their level, to get things down where they have specific strategies for specific maps and points and when to run Brigida and when to run Rhine and when to run all that stuff other than the obvious. But yeah, I kind of enjoyed it, the first two matches at least. We'll get to that third match in a second.
Yeah. But
the first two matches were really good to watch because they were intriguing to see what they were going to run. Seeing Seoul, they need a Reinhardt. Rujihar is good on Winston. They need to get Miro in there for those maps when they have Rhine, because they just kind of had to revert to straight dive, and sometimes that doesn't work.
Yeah, they were just getting worked by the Valiant. I was really surprised by how well the Valiant adapted to this meta.
Yeah.
They just jumped right in, and they figured it out, and they figured out what worked, and they just rolled with it, and it went really well for them.
It did. As soon as the Brigida main, apparently, on that team.
Right.
He looked damn good playing her. Him and Mickey were the two standouts of the day on Brigida by far.
Yeah.
But I'm giving Mickey props for learning the hero. I'm not giving anybody any props for anything that involved that fucking game.
Oh my god.
Because that was the most hideous match I've ever seen in my life.
It was watching us play quick play.
Yeah, which we ended up playing quick play in the middle of it. Play of the game with Zen. Yep, that was me. I haven't got many play of the games with Zen, ever.
It's a good one.
Yeah. I Jonacked.
Some Jonacking.
One was blind. That was a lucky shot, though, the second one. The first one, I knew what I was doing. The second one, not so much.
Yeah, the first one was killer. The second one was just spam that got lucky, but hey, whatever.
Yeah, I'll take it. And don't tell me he doesn't do that either.
Right, exactly.
Hey, I hit the Discord on the Diva right after that, too, going around the corner. So
right.
That's the one thing I learned. I mean, I know we're going off on a little tangent here. That's the one thing I've learned from watching this league is how to Discord.
Yeah.
When you're playing Zen, it makes it so much more complicated to know, to be paying attention to that, but it makes the match so much easier because you're Discording the right people. If that makes any sense.
It makes a huge difference.
Yeah. But that match, Shanghai and Dallas, that needs to get burned. All film of that needs to just go in the fucking fire. And it's bad for the league.
It is.
Because we have we got to know a little bit about how, having a team that's 0-31 is horrific for any league. And no other league has had this. And what does that say for expansion when they have these teams? I mean, if we get a couple of teams that are like this, you have literally in this league right now 3 teams that can't beat each other half the time, let alone beat a team that's mediocre like San Francisco.
Yeah.
You got the Mayhem who are Dallas, who just is, smoking Dallas fuel right now. and Shanghai can't get out of their own fucking way.
No.
Even with Gagori and Dia carrying yesterday, they had problems. And, it's bad ults, it's terrible decisions on tank play, and, fucking... For some reason, Dia running around with Widow like he's fucking Tracer. I don't know.
Yeah.
And it's like no one's going, what are you guys doing? All right, anyway. So...
It was rough.
It was rough, and, that's kind of like with all the news that we had to go over today. we did see some new skins from Blizzard. The soldier skin is okay. I liked it a lot at first, and then I just looked at it and I'm like, I like the jacket. How's that? I actually want that jacket. And
yeah, that's a pretty good one.
And the Tracer skin, she looks like Pink, that recording artist. Anyway, or someone put up a picture. She looks like Dash from The Incredibles. Take your pick. Anyway, and Saturday we'll cover some of this on Saturday. Saturday, apparently, Michael Chu of the Overwatch team. He does all the lore and all the character backgrounds and all the cool stuff like that. They're doing an anniversary thing in the middle of the matches, so look for a cinematic. I mean, what are we thinking it's going to be? Any ideas? Zen, maybe?
I hope so. I love anything with Zen, so
I would like some Zen. That. Maybe Diva. I mean, those are the things. They've been focusing a lot on that Talon versus Overwatch kind of thing.
Yeah, we haven't gotten much from the characters outside of those two organizations.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see some background on Diva. I want to see some extra stuff on, Zenyatta.
I want to see anything about Zenyatta as a character. Even
if it's a Zenyatta Genji thing, I want to see how that came about. I want to get some of that lore going. But expect something on Saturday. We're going to hit the matches now for Friday. So we're going to focus on, we'll talk about it in a little bit. We'll give you our picks for the two matches that don't really mean anything. We'll talk about Boston and Houston a little bit more extensively because it's a better match going on here. We got the Dumpster Fire taking on the Gladiators. I see 4-0 written all over that for the Gladiators. For sure. There's really nothing to talk about.
There isn't.
Mickey can play Brigida.
The Gladiators looked so good on Wednesday night, and then Dallas won, but I mean that was just such a.
Let's go with Dallas didn't lose that match.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody won that match.
No.
They played less bad.
Right, exactly.
And the Shock looked in disarray. Let's move on to that one.
Yeah, and then moving on to the Shock versus Soul game. I really don't. The Shock just looked
shocked.
Yeah. Trying not to say it, but
yeah. Well, they came in, it was kind of cool. I was like, yeah, they're running the new meta. And then the Gladiators were like, fuck you, you're not.
Right.
It's like, okay, let's go dive, guys. That did not work.
No.
But they kind of didn't switch right. They took too long, and they had Anna. They had Sleepy playing Anna with that, and I'm not a fan with Anna and Brigida.
No.
It just, there's not enough.
At least not yet.
Not yet,
until the Anna changes come through where she can shoot through full health allies.
Yeah. Now, that would have been something if they had that, but anyway. Soul looked decent, but Rouge Hong cannot play Reinhardt.
No.
It's obvious because every time they needed to have a Reinhardt, they had him on Winston.
Yeah.
But they look better. I mean, we definitely got that one wrong, but I thought they looked better.
Yeah, it might be like a slower burn to get them to that point, but I think they did look better.
Fleta was definitely back.
It's definitely going to be, Fleta looked incredible. Their supports really held their own. It was really a matter of Rouge Hong just didn't look comfortable playing anybody but Winston, and then Winston was just ineffective.
Yeah, and with this meta, you have to be able to switch.
Yeah.
Because from the matches that we saw, there are times even on a map where, it seems like they go in with Ryan first, and if that's not working, and the clock's ticking, on a hybrid or something like that, and they got to take the point, they go full dive. You have to be able to switch off Ryan onto Winston, and you have to be able to do it the other way too.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, I saw them, not Soul in particular, but they take a point on a hybrid map with Winston, then switch back out to Rhine when you're pushing the payload.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe on your hybrid maps and certain, if you have Nepal, you have Miro play and have Rouge Hong maybe play support in that one. But as far as the match goes, I have to take Soul.
Yeah, I am definitely picking Soul in this game. I just think even with the way that they played in general, I think they can get their everything back together and play better, and then B, I just don't think that the Shock will be able to do the same thing.
Yeah, I don't either. They looked bad. I think it was a little bit of they looked bad and confused, and the Gladiators were ready for their shit.
Yeah.
The Gladiators looked kind of like we said in our preview. They looked formidable, and they could possibly move up into that last playoff spot.
I really think that, like, with the way that they played and just the mentality that they seem to have right now, I would be shocked.
Yeah, and they're loose as hell, man. That team is not. There is no tension in that team whatsoever.
No, they look really good, and they are ready.
Yeah, and you got Fissure, and Bishu has been playing good too, man. That's for me. That's huge. I mean, you got Bishu playing on a level like I thought we might see Void, but why bother?
But when Bishu's playing like that, you can't.
Yeah, he played great. So yeah, I got Soul, or we both got Soul, and we both got the Gladiators. Now let's talk about the big match of the night: Boston and Houston. Now we're recording this on Thursday, so we haven't seen the matches, which are prominent with Boston and Houston. So we're going to take it from our perspective today before we see them play tonight. Yeah. This is going to be a tough one. The maps. This is where it gets in with these two teams. You got to kind of get into that. Now we have Kings Row, Hanamura, Oasis, and Gibraltar.
I don't think it's not particularly strong maps for either team, honestly.
No, I think the last time they played on Kings Row on Stage 2, that was a unbelievable match from what I remember.
That was the game where we had the 5-man Earth Shatter from
Gamsu up the stairs, right?
Yeah.
And then Muma came back and had one as well, didn't he?
Yep.
So get ready for Reinhardt.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Hammered down on Kings Row.
I feel like they'll still run it on Hanamura as well.
Yeah. Hanamura Boston might try and dive, I think.
Yeah.
Just because, I mean, it goes back to that mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
They have the opposite problem of Houston in this stage.
Yeah.
This is the perfect map pool for their DPS. And this is the nightmare, this is a nightmare map pool and meta for Boston's.
It is.
When you have predominant flanker-based DPS guys going into a meta where you have Junkrat, and then you throw Brigitte in there, and you throw, Widowmaker, that's hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they got other heroes. We'll see against Philadelphia what they do, but this is a hard one to pick. I'm kind of leaning towards Houston.
I am as well. I do think that this ends up going to 5.
Oh, yeah. I think this is going to be a good match.
Like, each map is just going to be
a war.
Grinded out, just duking it out.
And if they play anything like they did the first time, these first 2 maps are going to take an hour and a half.
Right.
Because didn't they go like on a... I think they had a 4-3, or maybe it was a 5-4 on Kings Row.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, they had they ran it twice. They ran through it twice, both of them. So... Mm-hmm. And same thing with Hanamura. Hanamura, I think, was like a 4-3 or something like that. Yeah, this is going to be a grinded out. I think the map that's going to be the biggest difference maker before we even get to Gibraltar is going to be Oasis. Because I think they're pretty evenly built for that map. Because, I mean, neither one of them have the big Pharah player. Well, at least Boston doesn't anymore for Gardens.
Right. Very true.
University in that's going to be the fun one. That's when you're going to get all your Brigittas and Reinhardts and Orissas and all that grindy stuff going.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think that'll be...
You need to get some Roadhog in there. And, man, this is a tough... I'm leaning towards Houston, but it's... I'm going to go with Houston in 5.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, too. Houston in 5.
They're just even on every map here, in my mind.
Right. And that's the interesting thing about it and why it's it's a tough pick.
Because, I mean, you got Houston that can just slam people to death on maps like Kings Row. But Boston hung with them the last time.
Right.
But they also had Dreamcasper running Pharah on that second point when they went all tank heavy.
Mm-hmm.
That could have been one of the reasons why they were hanging with them that well. I gotta go Houston and in 5. Nepal will be interesting for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
yeah, there's really not too much more to discuss. I think we've covered pretty much everything there is, especially without seeing how either of these teams play in the Thursday game.
We'll blind pick it.
Right.
Well, we kind of know what these teams are at this point.
This is also true.
Boston's good. Houston, has an advantage map-wise in the meta. This is more built towards them, but Boston's good enough where I think they can take it to 5.
Agreed.
And it feels weird saying that about Boston, who, we were like all over last stage.
But things change.
Yeah, things change. Metas change. Map pools change. I mean,
exactly.
Philadelphia had pretty much this map pool, and they racked everybody up last time.
Right.
Boston did better with the last map pool, and it seems like the certain teams like New York are probably just gonna kill everyone. Doesn't matter the map pool.
Right.
I mean, what's their worst map? They've lost it twice.
Something like that. Yeah.
They're at 67%. It's their worst map. Sounds about right to me. I wish they had more of that stats that they use on. I know you can dig around on Winston's lab. I would like a more like the map win rates and all that stuff that they talk about on the pregame and like during the matches. They're like, well, hey, Boston on Hanamura has lost 4 times or whatever. I wish like on the site they had that. Like even like when you go into like the match preview, Boston, and it has like you have your outline of Kings Row, and it has Boston's 5-1 and Houston's 4-2.
Right.
Or however it worked out. I think that would be cool. Just a note there, Blizzard, if you're paying attention. Because you did the last time, because we were complaining and bitching about not having the standings for the stage and separated from the overall. So you're obviously listening. So let's get on that. Let's get on that Nerf Torb turret too. That's a must. I want a Nerf Torb turret. All right. Yeah. Anyway, now that we're getting sidetracked, that's going to do it for today. So don't forget to hit a like, hit a subscribe, sign up for the High Noon Pick'em. Don't forget to follow us on social media down below. And thank you guys for everything you've done, comments, signing up with us, sticking around, listening to our crazy banter sometimes. Anyway, we will talk to you guys on Saturday.
Yep. See you guys on the next one. Later.